What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So finally we have this data download. I've been waiting for this data download for like a week, dude. Finally we have it, and of course it's going to be introducing a brand new Super Evolution to One Piece Treasure Cruise Japan. Being Marco, obviously, as we have here on the One Piece Treasure Cruise database. I'm going to be referring to this a lot. We're going to go back and forth between the two and have a look at the compare and contrast the different forms of this character. Now, this is definitely a highly anticipated character to be receiving a Super Evolution. Many people have been wanting this for such a long time, and honestly, I'm actually kind of glad that they gave his Super Evolution now rather than, you know, a little bit earlier on, because if we did get his Super Evolution earlier on, I don't think we would have gotten some of the abilities that you guys are going to be seeing in this video today. So let's go ahead over to the One Piece Treasure Cruise subreddit Discord. So obviously, massive shout out to these guys who input all this information. I'm pretty sure shout out to Coalla-san for translations for this character. But you can see here that this character does not evolve with like specific skulls or anything. He just has a regular blue skull, which is cool. You've also got just some regular materials there, which is fine. But this is his evolved artwork, 6-star plus Marco. I think it's kind of weird because it's like Marco and then his version of himself as a Phoenix. I think it's kind of weird. I would have preferred it if his 6+ was legitimately just him as the Phoenix, because we don't have a Marco character in the game that's just in his Phoenix form like all the time. We don't have that yet. That would be a really cool idea, but you know, this is still pretty cool. Then again, we haven't seen his animations yet. You know, his animations might be completely different. We'll have to wait and see. So let's go ahead and get into it. So here is his max stats. So his stats, he's got 735 for his recovery stat. The thing is that this Marco does have a limit break plus, so I don't know actually if this is like a limit break plus Marco or not. I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm not really too sure, but anyways, 3523 was his old HP, and now he goes to 3660, 1827 to 1849, 735 from 690. So his recovery stat going up is very important, of course. And you know, one thing that I would have preferred if this character had, it is such a shame that he has two of the defensive limit break abilities. It would have been so good if he had pinch healing, because that would have just, you know, added to more abilities that this character could provide. But either way, he still maintains the quick and fighter powerhouse class and type combinations, which is fine. That didn't really need a change at all. But let's go through his abilities. So his captain ability will now go ahead and reduce damage received by 30% if your HP is above 70% at the start of turn. That's already really nice. A 30% damage reduction is very, very good, especially if you are running double Marco. That's pretty absurd. So if we go ahead and pull up the calculator real quick, we're going to have like 100, and then you times it by 0.7, times by 0.7, 50% damage reduction if you have double Marco at above 70%, right? And of course, if you add the damage reduction sockets on top of that, it's going to be an additional 10% damage reduction, so down to, what is that? Yeah, 44% of the actual damage is what you're actually going to be taking. And then, of course, you have these limit break abilities, of course, which are more damage reducing effects, and also support abilities have damage reducing effects. You could probably get it all the way down to like 60% damage reduction passively, like all the time. The only thing that really hinders this damage reducing effect is if the enemy health cuts you, because of course you can't use damage reduction against a health cut. So that's the only thing that really hinders that, but that is still very, very strong, right? And then he'll also go ahead and boost the attack of quick and psi characters by 4 times if your HP is full, and if you're not at full HP, you still get a 3.5 times boost. This is very impressive, actually, and something like I honestly thought would have been fantastic is the fact that with the old version of Marco, I think that he should have been a 3.5, which is what I thought was going to happen. I was not expecting a 4 times if you're at full HP, though. That is huge. Like, people seem to discredit this captain ability, but like, this is honestly a captain ability that you can use to clear some pretty high level content. Of course, as I said, you know, if there's any health cuts or, you know, preemptive attack that will go ahead and do damage to you, you're not going to be at full HP. However, if you use his special ability, as we know, which is a healing mechanic, you're going to fill all the way back up to full HP, and then you're going to be good. So speaking of his special ability, 100 times a character's recovery is going to be healed, which I think is actually what he had previously. Yes, heal 100 times this character's recovery. But now, for 1 turn, he's going to be a 2 times orb booster to the whole team, whereas previously, as many of you would know, he was a previously 2 turn 1.5 times orb booster instead. So he basically is just a straight up buff from his original version. Myself personally, I do think this is a fantastic super evolution. And what I was saying at the start of the video with the fact that if this character came out a little earlier, we probably would not see these type of multipliers on Legend Marco. If this came out like 2 years ago, he might have been like a 3.5 if you're full 3 times otherwise, you know what I mean? So the fact that we're in this type of meta now, to have up to a 4 times captain ability on this super evolved character that came out in like 2015, 2014 on JP, no, I think it was 2015, 2015-ish, is pretty bizarre, and I think it's pretty awesome. I'm a massive fan of this. I've seen some people really don't like it. They're like, oh, he should have had some sort of utility, give him some sort of unique ability, and I completely understand that, and I get where people are coming from. But you got to see here, the fact that Legend Marco didn't really have that many other uses aside from being a full HP recovery unit. The only time you would really chuck Marco in your team previously is if you were going to try and heal your HP. And that's basically it. He does have a good class combination, being Fighter and Powerhouse. That's great, of course. But the fact that he's basically a buffed version of his old version. And I actually really love it. I think this is great. And now, yes, I do think that an added effect here would have been fantastic. But look, beggars cannot be choosers. He doesn't go down in any cooldown either. I just noticed that either. 14 turn cooldown. But yeah, Marco looks pretty awesome, and a couple of different ways that you could utilize him. You could even utilize him with like Legend Kaido. I know Legend Kaido just came out on Global. You could use him on Legend Kaido teams to give you the full HP recovery as well as a 2 times orb boost, which is very good. You could use him on Sanji and Judge teams. You could use him on the new Arlong that came out. The new Arlong is a powerhouse unit, so he has synergy with this guy, as well as the fact that Arlong requires 1 of every color on your crew, so you can do that, and the fact that Arlong is a low HP captain, so when he gets to that low HP threshold, when you're below 30% and you use Arlong's special, he gives you a 2.5 times attack boost to your whole team, and then what you can do is use his special. So after Arlong gives you the massive attack boost, he'll all the way back to full because Arlong cuts HP every single turn, and then it gives you a 2 times orb boost as well. So 2 times orb boost and a 2.5 times attack boost to your whole team is so good. So that's just one type of, way that you could use this character, and I think he's going to have a lot more uses moving forward, especially with that captain ability. But there's actually some more news on JP that we can go ahead and have a look at, right? So, we can actually have a look at this, right? So this is the beginner Sugo Fest. Every time you start a new account, there is a beginner Sugo Fest where you could do, the first few multis on this banner would be guaranteed legends, right? And it's available for 72 hours. Now, they're revamping it, which is definitely long overdue. The previous banner was just completely trash. But now what they've done is they've definitely improved it. They've basically given a lot more legends to be available in this pool, which is great. Now, this banner was actually updated on the 28th of January, but it seems like no one even noticed it or anything. But anyways, the beginner banner goes like this. So first multis are red, so it can be any red, I think. Yeah, well, here you go. So it's only reds from the 8th of the 6th. Or is it the 6th of the 8th? I don't know. It depends on who typed this up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too sure what structure they've gone with here. But basically, only reds from last year will appear from JP. No movie characters is very weird. I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, limited, just a red there, and then a limited red for multi 2, super limited for 3, limited for 4, and super limited for 5. Now, the super limited reds, you can see here, you've got Lucy, Gear 4 V2. Now, the weird thing is that when this eventually comes to Global, which it will, if they keep that, that's kind of stupid, right? Because Global has that Straw Hat reroll mechanic. That is really stupid if he's going to be there, because you can literally get him for free on the Straw Hat reroll. You can also get Whitebeard and Marco, V2 Katakuri, Luffy, Law, and Sabo Koala. So these are the only 3 that are really worth it here. I mean, these 3 are good, but they don't see as much play. Well, this guy is Snake Man, but as I said, when this comes to Global, which most of you guys watching this video are probably Global, this isn't really important, but these 3 are probably the ones you'd want to get. Now, in terms of limited red, so the 4 and the second multi, you've got a lot of reds here. So you've got, it says all super limited reds, which includes these. Plus, you've got Jack, Shira Mancherry, Vivi Rebecca, Big Man V2, Sanji Judge is great. Who else you got? Carrot, that's nice to get. Jack is probably the best one though, especially if you're a beginner account. Getting your hands on Jack is really good, allowing you to get that EXP, so that's pretty awesome, right? But here is the actual banner for 6+ Marco. As I said in one of my other previous videos, which is the best you know, upcoming Sugo Fest to pull on. I said that they keep doing this where every time they release a new Super Evolution, they release a banner to coincide with that release, where you can go ahead and do a bunch of summons and get that character. So you've got 30 gems, then 40 gems. Third multi is guaranteed to be Marco. That's actually really nice. A lot of the previous Super Evolve banners were 5 multis to get the unit. So only 3 multis for Marco. That's actually kind of good. Last one to poster is a rate boosted legend. Last one to poster is guaranteed to be a rate boosted legend at max special level. I don't know what other rate boosted legends they'd put on top of this. But look, Marco's there. If you don't have him, 3 multis to get him, especially when you get a 20 gem discount there and then a 10 gem discount there, is actually not terrible. So it's 120 gems for Legend Marco. That's not terrible, but then again, he is a very old legend, especially if you are like an endgame player or you've been playing for over like 500 days at least. You would probably have this guy. Most people would. But look, that's awesome. Marco's Super Evolution is very, very nice. Now, just to round off this video as well, they actually revealed on the Japanese website who were the top characters in the game that have had the most usage as a captain. So Legend Lucy is actually the #1 most used character as a captain in One Piece Treasure Cruise Japan. Number 2 is version 1 Rayleigh. Number 3 is version 1 Akainu, the strength one, not the int one that does the end of turn damage, the strength one, the OG one. Number 4 is Raid Mihawk, and number 5 is 5+ Monkey D. Luffy. So that's definitely not the list I was kind of expecting. I definitely expected to see Lucy up there for sure. I would have probably expected to see something like Gear 3 Luffy or Log Luffy potentially. But no, it looks like these are the characters that are the #1, you know, number 1, 2, and 3 most used characters in One Piece Treasure Cruise. So there you go. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today, you know, breaking down Legend Marco, looking like an absolute beast. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about him down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.